Hi guys, welcome back to Javon Rule 16. I am your host Javon, and today we're back for a brand new benchmark. Today we're asking Outcast, a new beginning for the PC. The demo for this dropped a few days ago and I decided to test it out because real quick the game's coming out next month. I thought, hey, I want to see what the hell the fuss is about. Today we're running this on my Intel Core i3-10105 with the AMD RS Vega 56 8GB VRAM graphics card. We're running with 16GB of DDR4 RAM and dual channel memory, and well, the settings aren't bad. I'm playing at 10. It's saying borderless 4K. I'm actually playing at 1080p. Don't believe that. I'm actually my screen resolution is 1080p. We're 1080p at the high preset. If you want to change the actual quality, just change it to custom. Then you can actually change the settings. Otherwise, it kind of sticks to the preset, so that I can change on the fly. What we're doing 1080p on the high preset here. It doesn't have FSR. It has screen percentage where you can drop the in-game res. But other than that, that's pretty much it. I'm going to uncap the frame rate now. Let's see what happens. Okay, so this is very CPU demanding as well. Okay, never mind. It just needed a second. It is CPU heavy, but for the most part, it is managing to run. I think I probably need to drop that screen percentage a bit. 1080p high seems to be a bit too much for the Vega 56. Gonna go out on a limb here and say that right now. But the CPU is also a bit struggling, so that's kind of worrying right off the bat. Now I have the combat section of the game, so we're actually going to go down and see what happens first. Weird. Let's drop. I bet they are. Oh snap, what the? Yeah, so 1080p high seems to be a bit too much for it. um I wouldn't actually recommend dropping these settings though. We can totally manage 1080p high. You just probably need to drop the. It's also using Unreal Engine. I'm not sure if it's 4 or 5, but judging by the stutter, it could be either. To be honest, what am I saying? It does seem to be sticking in the 40 FPS average though. It's not really going below 45 FPS, which I can't really hate. There's a lot of stuff happening right now. We're trying to test it out. What I would recommend here is, for the most part, because of this, I wouldn't drop the settings. The game actually looks quite nice. Screen percentage can go down to 80%. 80% in 1080p. I think that may actually help us out a lot more in the long run. Okay, maybe not. I know it looks blurry. I take it back. I take it back. That 80% sucked. It looks blurry now. Now, once again, I always tell people that my Vega could do better, but it's like I don't really want to push the textures. The temps anymore. I don't even think it needs to do anymore. Like, let's drop shadows to medium as well as post processing. Does that do it? Close enough, I guess. So we're not gonna hit 60, it would seem. Oh, I can attack. I have melee. Oh, interesting. Who's firing from me from a... Oh, snap. Once again, this is probably an intense scenario, but I'm curious how the rest will run. But what I'm seeing here is my CPU is starting to become a bottleneck. So, realistically speaking, I'd say that this is pretty much as far as I can go. But what we're going to do in a second is actually drop it down to the low settings because I'm feeling generous. So we're getting about 53 FPS right here in this spot. We're going to go down to the low settings because why not? We're going to do a full test on it today. I don't normally do this. We're going to actually do a full low test and see what happens. Where does my CPU bottleneck at? Leave textures on high. Where does my CPU bottleneck? Yeah, my CPU can't do much higher. Interesting. Yeah, my CPU can't do much higher than 60. That's crazy. To be honest with you, the game still looks really good at low. Oh. I'm actually blown away by how good this looks right now. I'm actually blown away by that. So yeah, it's going to be a CPU issue regardless, it would seem. We just keep things like that then. So 1080p high, we'll play like this. we're gonna run into a CPU issue. But if you really want to, yeah, so probably for the best part, if you have a lower end CPU than me and you're using something like a Vega, I would recommend dropping shadows and post-processing to medium, but that's gonna be it. That'll give you closer to 60 at most of the time, but the CPU obviously is a bottleneck. It is CPU intense. This game is CPU intensive. And that happens, you know? That happens. Sometimes that's unavoidable. The i3 isn't necessarily all that great. 4 cores and 8 threads, guys. 2024. Get with the program. But once again, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to please leave a like, comment, share, subscribe, and stick around for more epic content. Basically, I have this uploaded like this so that I don't even have to go back around to do it. Wow, this really is a combat scenario. Holy crap. I love this demo. I love a demo like this. It shows you could have exploration levels, but combat I think is probably going to be the most demanding of all of them. So we'll just stick to the combat one. And it's showing what it can do. We're using 8.9 gigabytes of RAM and 4.5 on that's actually pretty good. That's minimalistic, I must say. What that tells me is that low settings, you might be able to get away with only 3 and 2 gigabytes of VRAM on lower settings. Ow. Who's shooting me still? Stop doing that. Thank you. Is something up there? Or was I supposed to do something I just forgot? Boy, he took way too long to get up out of that pose. Anyway, the game runs fine, guys. It's going to be more fun to test this on the lower end GPUs once again. I mean, because as you can see, we are struggling here. So those GPUs can't do, I don't even think they'll be able to do 1080p low. Like, they'll have to use some sort of screen percentage to get it to drop even worse. And don't get me started on integrated graphics, if it even runs on integrated graphics. It will be interesting to test this. You know, this is an open world game, I believe. So it is going to be hectic. But yeah, once again, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to please leave a like, comment, share, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.